Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today is day 6 of learning advanced prototyping. And today we're going to cover the basics of auto layout. So basically it is used to make your work easy, and so that if you want your work to complete in less time, auto layout is really important element. So to learn that, let's get started with our video. So let's come to the most important question, which is what is auto layout? Like, why do we even need it? So what auto layout does is it arranges elements of your design in a layout which is like proper, and it is editable. Like, you can change the width and height and size of your elements, and all the rest of the elements will change automatically. So before, what we used to do is we had to manually change every distance, every, if we want to place anything in our layout, which is very difficult, because to edit each element it will take a lot of time. But with auto layout, you it makes your work even much easier than before. So the very initial step of auto layout is to understand what all elements are in auto layout. So I have taken this UI from the Figma community as an example. So to identify which elements are in auto layout and which are in not, you can simply click on the elements and see there is a hug into hug, this something is written. So you can see in the right panel there is auto layout, so that means this element, this whole group is in a auto layout. Then if you'll click this one, you can see a purple border. So what it means is it is an auto layout plus it is a component. So whenever you select an element and it shows a purple border, that it means it is created as a component. Okay, so before learning how to add a auto layout, we should know how to remove an auto layout. So if you already have a UI which already has auto layout elements, so what you have to do to remove is first right click, and then from the remove auto layout section you have to remove it. Now this is a normal grouped element. You can see here there is no auto layout. For a component, you have to right click, now detach instance, and now right click again and remove auto layout. By this you first made a component into a normal auto layout and then removed it. Similarly, for all the auto layout you can do the same process. So now let's understand auto layout from the example of this list from the UI. So let me tell you two ways by which you can add auto layout. First, you can press Shift A to activate the auto layout, or you can select your frame and here you will see an icon of use auto layout and click on this. So by both these ways you can add auto layout on your elements. Now let me tell you the meaning of all these icons. So this is a vertical layout. That means all these elements are stacked vertically. If you press this, all the elements will be stacked horizontally. I'll press Ctrl Z to get back. And now for this is basically a grid. So all the elements will be placed in a grid, and you can change the width and height according to your choice. So you can see the height of 20 is increased from the top and the bottom. Similarly, for the vertical padding, here a vertical padding of 20 is increased. So this is for vertical padding, this is for horizontal padding, and this is the distance between the width and height of the elements into a row and a column. Okay, so now let's understand auto layout in a better way. So first you have to identify what all elements can be grouped together. So for example, these elements, these elements can be grouped together. So select all by drag and press Shift A to add in the auto layout. Similarly, I'll do for every other elements which are near each other. Now I have given an auto layout to all all these separate frames. Now you have to select all and give an auto layout to the whole frame in which all these separate elements are there. Now rename the frame, which is the main frame. Now select it, and here you'll see some elements. So this is the width of the main frame. So for example, let me keep it to 100. So here you will see that the frame size, the width of the main frame decreased to 100, but you can see the content is still out. It shows that the content is out of the frame. So to bring the content inside, you have to clip the content. Now you can see all the content is clipped inside. So now let's keep it to 300. This is the height of the main frame. So you have two options in it. First is fixed height and second is hug content. It is already set to hug content right now. Let me tell you the difference between it. If you'll duplicate one list, it will hug the content. That means if you'll add more elements, the frame size will keep on increasing according to the content inside it. Now let me delete it and tell you the meaning of fixed height. As its name suggests, even if you add more elements, the elements will get added, but it won't affect the height of the main frame. The height of the main frame will be fixed, but you can, if you scroll it, you can see the other elements below it. If I increase the size of this frame, you can see all the elements I duplicated is added, but it is not shown as it is set to fixed height. Now let's Control Z it to bring it back to normal. So this was the difference between fixed height and hug content. Now let me quickly explain all the other elements as well. So these are some of the rest of the functions. So here you can set the alignment. So if you put it to the center, you can see all the elements are now in the center. So for this you have to keep it left. Now this is the distance between the row. So I have added 20 and you can see the distance between the row has increased. Now these two are the padding of the main frame. So when I've kept it to 20, you can see there is a vertical padding of 20 added to the main frame. Now if I'll unclip the content, you can see there is content outside the frame. I'll clip it again. And when it is fixed height, you can increase it according to yourself. For example, if I'll give it 450, the main frame size has increased. So this is how you add auto layout. Now all these elements are added separately in the auto layout, as well as this whole frame is an auto layout. So you can simply change everything according to whatever height, width and padding you want to give. Okay, so that's it for today and hope you liked the video. If you liked, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video. Bye bye.